Rated People, we are the largest marketplace for homeowners looking for tradespeople in the country. So we did about 1 million jobs last year. We have about 1 million consumers or homeowners who come to our website every year, every month actually, and then 50,000 tradespeople across the country. So we actually found a tradesperson to do a job in every postcode of the United Kingdom last year, which was very exciting. So it's a completely national company. We are the leaders in the industry, and it's a huge, huge market. So actually, the fun thing about coming into the company as the CEO after being on the board is that you can really understand exactly what the opportunity is. And so sitting on the board, I could see, wow, we're the market leader. This is just a huge market. 43 billion pounds is spent every year in the United Kingdom on home maintenance and improvement. And last year we had 2.6 billion in job value that flowed through our marketplace. And that gives us 5% of the market roughly, but that's just a tiny portion of what we'd like to see of that market in the United Kingdom coming through. So I could just see the huge, huge potential in the company, and was somehow just wondering, why is it that, we can't quite really attack that really powerfully, because we could be a company that's 10 times the size that we are if we really make it happen. And so I think for me, the thing that I could see that was an opportunity for me coming in as CEO is to say, well, what are the conditions that would make it possible coming in as CEO that maybe the previous CEO didn't have, that could allow us to be even more successful? So the first thing that I know needed to happen was to have a great team. Because if you're going to scale, you need to put into place a senior leadership team that is able to be the right team for maybe 2 years in the future, or 3 years in the future, so that you can really be ready for that kind of scale. And this market and technology, because we're obviously a technology company, is really hard to recruit great people, and you have to have the right tools. And of course, one of the right tools is you need to have equity. If you're going to be entrepreneurial, you need to be able to pull together a group of people who are going to all be making that same kind of passionate investment of their time and their career in your company. And so I said to the board, can we please get some stock options available? Can we provide some equity so that people feel like they have really good skin in the game? And they said, yes, great, and made that happen. Obviously, everybody had to take some dilution for that to be put into place. But that then allowed me to go out and say, great, I'm hiring the head of UX from the BBC. I'm hiring the CMO from Ticketmaster. I'm hiring one of the top CTOs out of the Daily Mail. I'm going to bring together this incredible team, which can then lift the quality of the staff overall, because you bring in people like that and boom, the next day without recruitment fees, everyone who knows this is talent comes and is attracted to work for these people. So for me, that was really the first step. And by the way, a little bit of a note is that sometimes if you hire people that are really big, initially they kind of think, oh my God, I used to have a team of 15 and I have no one now. What's up with, so there's a little bit of an adjustment, as that people have to realize that this is an opportunity for growth and they're part of an entrepreneurial journey, and they're not going to have the same set of resources that they may have had in the past, but that's still cool, and it's still going to be fun, and it's going to be a great journey. And clearing up roles and responsibilities also as you get these kind of big people in place is really, really important. I also brought in as the team formed, the first thing we need to do is then as a team work together on a strategy, put that into place, and then obviously own that together as a team, and then bring that forward to the company so that everybody understands exactly what it is we're trying to achieve. And I brought in, this is going to sound a bit new age, but I brought in a mindfulness guru to kind of help work together with the team so that we can find a way of getting through a storming phase very quickly, because that sort of phase can slow things down. And I think if you can bring in somebody who can really work to get, it's a little bit like sometimes you meet, there's all people I didn't know before, so how do you become friends quickly is kind of the question, how do you make sure that you can find a way to trust each other and communicate efficiently so that you have a hive mind and can move really quickly. So that's something that we all enjoy, and even my most square kind of alpha guys who work for me are like, okay, cool, yeah, I can cope with that. So it's actually working out all right. The second thing that's important is to put in place an infrastructure. So we're a technology company. When I was on the board, I could see that there was a real kind of problem getting things out the door from a development perspective. There were apps that had been in development for 2 years and we'd still not got another version out. It was a challenge. And so the thing that I needed to do was to make the investment, to really say, listen, I'm going to look internally now. I'm going to just, this is not going to be a phase where I'm externally facing. I'm going to just need to fix the shop. I'm going to have to make that investment quiet time. And so we did go ahead and we did huge projects. We got all of our software into the cloud. Not everyone maybe knows what that means, but for the tech people in the room, they might understand what it means. You get into a modular architecture, you get everything into the cloud so that you're able to scale at the push of the button. You get some more traffic, and instead of having a big project to have to cope with it, you just press a little button on your interface and boom, everything scales up. We did that. You have to imagine half the company wearing animal onesies, working all night, sleeping in the office. It was that kind of a scale of project. But once it was done, just to give you kind of an idea of the impact, we did as many releases in the first 2 weeks of this year as we did all of the previous year. So that was something that was completely transformative. All of a sudden we went from, a state of complete, can't get anything done, to boom, 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 boom every day. And that's continuing for us and allowed us to kind of really accelerate. The other thing is to get rid of software that you've created that, I'm a technologist, so it's fun to build your own software, but this is day and age, you don't do that anymore. So any kind of software platform that you have internally that you've built for yourself, get rid of it, take things off the shelf so that you're leveraging tools that have been created externally that you then don't have to spend any time internally updating and so on, as much as possible going to kind of an API structure. So that's still a project, it's still ongoing, we still have a lot that's being invested in that area, but that then allows you to, again, really take all your resources and focus it on the things that are core to your business and not things that other people do much better than you. And so if you can do those two things, and there's probably lots of other things I can share, but if you can do those two things, then as a CEO, all of a sudden you find yourself freed up. And that means that for me, what that has meant is that I can actually take the time. I can do things that are going to be really impactful for my business. So, as a leader and as the only company in this category, which is a hot category, probably hear about the gig economy, on demand. All of this space is just an enormously exciting space. There are so many companies, national brands, that are interested in working with us, so we can now find kind of these partnership vehicles to market where we can. So we've rolled out a number of national partnerships. An example is Homebase, who now have us as their service arm. So if you want to go and buy a sink, you can go and put a job up on our site, and it'll be co-branded with Homebase, and they'll get the job done through us. And that's actually a really fantastic free way of acquiring customers. And the second thing is it frees me up to actually come here and speak. Just as an example, I might normally, when you're first starting in this journey, you might think, okay, a couple of hours, not so much, right? But now I have a little bit more time. I can actually lift the visibility of the company, working with the press, maybe going and doing this Leap 100 business or what have you to try and get the word out about the business. And that then again provides a further push on the flywheel.